welcome back everyone to the brand new episode of the Code Drop. Today we're going to continue with the basics of HTML and we're going to learn how to make lists and tables in HTML. So let's get started. Lists are used to display short bits of information in ordered or unordered way. Lists store content using bullets and numberings followed by the information. So there are three types of lists in HTML. They are ordered lists, unordered lists and definition list. So we're going to start with an unordered lists. So let's open our folder from the last video and let's open Visual Studio Code in it. Okay, this is our basic file. We have the head thing included in it but nothing in the body because we're going to add lists and tables today in our body section. So an unordered list starts with an UL tag. An unordered list is basically a collection of list items which are not in a special order or a specific sequence. So first we're going to make an unordered list with three elements. We start with a UL tag and we add list items using the li tag. Let's say it as item 1. Now we're going to add two more items at least, item 2 and item 3. And now we can go live and see the code in action. Now as you can see that we have our unordered list. We're going to use an attribute in unordered list called type. So using this type attribute we can actually define how our list should look like. So let's add a square in here. So if we define a square here, now our bullets will come in a square fashion instead of the disks. So disks are the default list item bullets. You can see that, and then we have circles. So circle basically just creates one circle followed by the list item and the circle is not filled. Okay, now this was unordered list. Just let's add an heading here called unordered list. Okay, saved. And now let's add an ordered list. Now what an ordered list is? An ordered list starts with an OL tag and is basically a collection of items in a numbered fashion instead of the bullets. So we're going to add an ordered list here. Let's give the heading first. Say ordered list. And we're going to add our list. So an ordered list starts with the OL tag. Let's define this OL tag. We use li to add the list items. Let's again add them as item 1, 2 and 3. Now when we save this you can see that we have our order list and it starts with 1, 2, 3 instead of the bullets which were in the unordered list. Now in ordered list we also have this type attribute and they can be used to display different types of numbering systems. So the first one is the default one which is 1 and starts from 1, 2, 3, 4 and up to so on. And then we have this capital A which starts from capital A, B, C and to so on. And then we have small a, B, C and then we have Roman numerals which start with I and we go with I, double I, triple I's, now 1, 2, 3. And let's add one more item here. Let's call it item 4. Okay, and then we have got small I, so small Roman numerals 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there's one more attribute in order list which are used, which is called start. So using start we actually define from where our list is gonna start. So for example, if we define 5, then our numbers will start from 5. It starts from 5 and then 6 and 7 and then 8. So if we define it as 10, then our first number is X or 10 in Roman. Now let's change this type and see it happening in other ways also. So let's add A and JKLM. Okay, let's add 26 here and see what happens. So when we start at 26, so you can see that after Z, it goes on to AA, AB, AC. Okay, now this is all about the order lists. Now we have got one more type of list which are called definition lists. So definition lists start with an TL tag and in definition list the collection of related items or entries are in form of dictionary or encyclopedia. So let's add a DL first. So our definition list start with a DL tag, and then inside of the DL tag we have two tags using which we find the definition. So first one is which stands for definition term. So let's add a definition term. Let's say HTML. This is a definition term, you can see that here, and now we want to add a description for this. So we're going to add a DD. DD stands for definition description. So in definition description, let's add it stands for hypertext markup language. Now when you go down, you can see that we have our HTML as definition term, and then we have definition description as it stands for hypertext markup language. We have some padding here, we have some indentation, and so let's add some more terms. Let's add CSS. So DT, inside of it CSS and DD, and say it stands for cascading style sheets. Now we had got one more definition list. Let's add one more item. Let's call it JS. It's going to be the last one, JS, and its description is going to be it stands for Java script. Now these are our three definitions. This is how our definition list looks like. After this we got tables. Let's add our heading tables. So tables are basically arrangement of data in rows and columns. In HTML, the table starts with table tag and is divided into three main parts: table head or T head, table body using T body, and table footer using T foot. But for this video, let's make a simple table and learn how to add new rows and columns to add data to it. So we're going to start with the table tag. Let's add the table tag here. And inside of it, we want to add a new row first. Inside of it, we're going to add TR, which stands for table row. It helps us to make new table rows. And inside of this, we're going to add TH, which stands for table heading. So we want our column names to be bolder than the rest of the data. So we're going to add TH. TH basically makes the bold text. And let's add column 1. And let's add one more heading. We're going to add two columns. Column 2. So the number of TH or TD tags you insert inside of a TR tag translate to how many columns you're going to add inside of the table. Now let's add one more TR. This is going to be our second row, and this we're going to use TD because we want to display some data. Let's say it as data 11 or 1.1, and let's add one more data for our second column, and let's call it data 1.2. And let's hit the save button. Save. Now you can see that we have the column 1 and data as data 1.1 inside that column, and column 2 data 1.2. Let's add one more row here using our TR tag, and let's add data 2.1 and data 2.2. Similarly, we have got data 2.1 inside of our column 1 and data 2.2 beneath our column 2. Now we can actually add borders in our tables. So we're going to add a border attribute here, and we're just going to specify a number. The number is going to be the width of the border. So let's add 1 for example. You can see that we have this thin border among our table. So when we add border in the table tag, we get border around everywhere for the whole table, and which is 1 pixels wide. We can increase this number and get different results. The higher the number, the more width the border will have. Let's add 5, and you can see that the width of the border is even more than before. If we add 50, it will be even more thicker. It will increase its width. You can see how it's working. Now you get the idea. Let's set back to 1, and that's how we make a table in HTML. So that's it for today, guys. If you have any doubts, just put them in the comment section, and thumbs up if you liked it, subs if you loved it. I'll see you on the next episode of the Code Drop. Bye for now.